Sadarshanam Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. So many people missing. Where the guy is gone? Okay. Okay. Now the next few verses are simple. Now we have done so much. Background is there. Okay. The next few verses are simple. We can move a little bit faster. Okay. It says Dvandvani sarvani akhilastraputayaha Kinchit samashritya vibhanti vastu Tanmargineya sakya syad galitam samastam na pashyatam sanchalanam kadapi. Okay. Dandvani sarvani. What do you mean by duality? Duality is triputaya. Yes, yes. Duality is triputaya. What is triputi? Dandvani is heat and cold, opposites. Triputis are seer, seen, and the process of seeing. Knower, known, knowledge. These three differences, kinchit ashritya vibhanti vastu. For them to function, it depends on something else, he says. Knower, known, knowledge are not independent entities. I am knower only with respect to be something to be known. So, what does the knower depend upon? He says, Tad margena syad galitam samastam. If you inquire into the nature of the knower, of what is it that is depending, that the knower depends upon to know, if you look into that, all the triputi is galitam. Why galitam? Galitam means gone. Why? Awareness with a mind is knower. Awareness with a form is known. Awareness manifest in a thought is knowledge. Isn't it? Awareness manifest in the mind is me, the knower. Awareness manifest in a form is the known. Awareness manifest in a thought is knowledge. Mind keeps coming and going, thoughts keep coming and going, forms keep coming and going. What is constant? The consciousness. Galitam samasta. If you really look into that, there is nothing, there's only consciousness plus some mithya name and form. With some mithya form for which you get a name. Okay? Na pashyatam sanchalanam kadapi. Then you find there is no movement, there is nothing, there's all that is there is only you conscious. Be careful. There are books that will describe it as a state. It is actually understanding. Knowledge is purely cognitive. Okay? It is not a state of experience. That state of experience you have every night anyway. Or after a heavy meal in the afternoon also. Okay. That state to experience where there is no knower known knowledge, that's there in deep sleep anyway. Sometimes that happens in the class also. So the jokes keep you all awake. But here it says, when you recognize that all there is awareness. What is mind? Name and form. Tell me, is there a mind apart from thoughts? Is there thoughts apart from mind? So what is it a thought? A wave in awareness is a thought. There's no thought really speaking. Oh, my thoughts are troubling me. Huh? Waves are troubling the ocean, you know. Or more, waves are troubling the water. It looks like that because you're stuck on the wave. So if there's one consciousness, where is the thing? The three doesn't exist, he says. Okay? Galitam samastam na pashyatam sanchalanam kadapi. Yeah. All this happens because you're caught up in all this. You're rooted in the reality. There's no problem about it at all. Yeah. Duality is a problem only if you take it as real. Otherwise, where is the problem? Something apparent, something experienced. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. So the whole what is he doing in this verse? Refocusing you on the vision of the real. That's it. Which is already explained before. This is all repetition from different standpoints to make it clearer. Abhyasa, repetition, is important for learning. So this is one of that. Yeah. Okay. Then what about knowledge? Okay. Vidyam katam bhati nacheda vidya. Vidya vina kim prabhukti avidya. Kim prabhibhati avidya. Dvayam cha kasyeti vicharya moolam. Swarupa nishta paramartha vidya. Vidyam katham bhati nacheda vidya. You will say, I know this because previously I did not know this. If you knew this previously, will you say, I knew this? No. Similarly, he says, avidya vidya vina na prakasha. So, knowledge and ignorance are mutually opposed. No? It depends on each other, literally speaking. It's like two enemies. Like two enemies. Without you, I don't exist. Without me, you don't exist. So the enmity becomes the reasons for the survival. Otherwise, identity gone, I don't have an enemy left. Now what will I do? My whole being was based on this. So similarly, vidya, the whole life goes on. Yeah. I have to do this, I don't know that, I know this. And the whole world is made up of parts. So you will know something partially, you'll not know the other thing. Because the other part is not known. This goes on. Vidya. Dvayam cha kasyeti vichari mole. Whom does this knowledge and ignorance belong to? Me. Who you? It belongs to you, but who you? Indian English, okay. Who's a you? Mind, knowledgeable, knower, consciousness. Okay, so he says, Swarupa Nishta Paramartha Vidya. So the appreciation of what you are is the real absolute knowledge. That's the real knowledge. Everything else is functional. The same thing is put in Gita as Rajavidya, etc. Paravidya in Mundaka, Rajavidya in the Gita. Rajavidya is not royal knowledge. Royal knowledge will become martial arts, politics, etc. King among the knowledges, meaning the chief. Why? All other knowledge keeps you going in samsara. What is vidya and avidya meant for? To live. Huh? That is samsara. Keeps you going. Your knowledge, this thing you discover some of the things, what you thought was knowledge before actually turned out to be ignorance. Isn't this the whole thing that goes on? Yeah. Yeah.
So, Swamiji, it's the same as in Gita. He talks of, I'll tell you the secret.
Talks about?
He talks about the secret of secrets. Guyam.
Yeah, Rajavidya, same thing. Yeah, same thing. He's talking about all this why? Because that keeps samsara going. So what is it that will free you from the whole thing? That is Paramartha Vidya, knowing yourself. So Swarupa Nishta. He uses the word Nishta because that knowledge has to be well established in you. It can't be out of sight, out of mind. That's what the term Nishta is used. So some Nididhyasana, etc. may be necessary for you and me. Okay. Yeah, that's why Brahmavida Ashravada. It's all about Nididhyasana. Because that will back up this learning. The learning has to be backed up. Is it necessary absolutely? No. You can't make a rule. Nididhyasana is a must for everyone. Why? There will always be one champion who doesn't require it. How much Nididhyasana did Arjuna do after learning? Nashto moha smritir labdha. My delusion is gone. I remember everything now. Let's roll. The enemy awaits. Is ready. How much Nididhyasanam did. Shvetaketu do. Teach me again. He made his father do the Nididhyasanam for him. 9 times he repeated from different standpoints. And then walked away free. Walked away free. What about Maitreyi, Gargi and all? They all walked away free, na? Yeah. Agastya, Lopamudra. Lopamudra is Agastya's wife. They got married in their middle age, okay? Or later. Both had decided to be single. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go into the story now. I'll distract too much. So, all this, they didn't need Nididhyasanam. They're very well prepared students. You and I are not like that. We require it. The greater the adhikaritvam in the beginning, Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, Mokshatvam, etc., the greater the adhikaritvam, lesser the Nididhyasanam. Lesser the adhikaritvam, greater the Nididhyasanam. This is simple. Yeah. So they were Uttama adhikaris. हम लोग तो चैंपियन लोग हैं. Don't worry, speaker need. I have seen 3 generations of teacher students. Okay, my guru, his guru, his guru. 4 generations. All of us required Nididhyasana. But you can't make a rule because there were always exceptions. That Nididhyasana is a must for everyone. Because all these people whom I talked about did not require it. Yeah. But Nishtha, the word, because you have to own it up, make it a fact of your life. Like morning class, I talked about Karma Yoga being part of your life, Bhakti being part of your life. That will give you the mind necessary to make this knowledge part of your life. Because mind is clear. Raga Dveshas doesn't bind me. If it is there, it is fine. Not there, it is fine. I come to that state. Then learn. After that, what? You're fine. You are always fine. Didn't know it. Remember the watch. Prapta se prapti. Okay. Okay. Now he is questioning your knowledge of the world. Bodha atmanam ajanatah yo bodha samkim syat paramartha bodha bodhasya bodhasya cha samashrayah swam vijanatam hirtayam vinashi. He says, Bodheher Atmanam Nijam Ajanatam Yo Bodha. Any knowledge that you gain without knowing yourself, how valid is it? Science, functionally valid. Nobody denies that. How valid it is in terms of realities. An ignorant man is gaining knowledge. I don't know myself. And I'm trying to know the world. So anything I know through my mind which is ignorant will be tainted with that ignorance. So what is the taint that comes in science? They come very close, no? Physics, quantum mechanics. The taint is subject-object divide. Science, by its very definition, has to keep subject-object divide. You take the subject out of the picture, then your knowledge will be partial anyway. Psychology tries to bring the person into the picture, but only stops at the mind and ignores the world half the time. Inner reality is more important. But inner reality is only mind you're talking about. So any knowledge you gain will be tainted by this form of ignorance. It is valid. You can go to the moon and come back. You can go to Mars, come back, not yet. Not yet, that's all. It's a one-way ticket to Mars right now. But another 10 years, you'll come back also. Hopefully. In 1980, school kids were writing how by 2020 we will colonize the moon. And what were we doing in 2020? Making videos how to wash your hands. COVID time. So we don't know. Hopefully, in 2010, we'll be able to go to Mars and come back. Hopefully. That much it is valid. Nobody is denying the validity. Okay. Yeah. But you keep certain thing constant, others change. You know something. You keep these constant, then this will change. So which is the thing? What is the reality there? Functional. It works, na? Fine. It works. As long as it works, use it. But it is not Paramartha Bodha, he says. Yeah. Then he says, Sa kim se, how can it be Paramartha Bodha? Bodhasya bodhata sam ashrayan. If you know the one who knows everything, if you know that what he said in the previous verse, you know that, then all this knower, known, etc. disappears. It is all there for functioning. Bas. For functioning, whatever is useful, use it. He said that because you're a Vedantan, you can't use modern science. Modern science is non-traditional. I will use only Ayurveda. When you fell down and broke a bone, what are you going to do? You have to set it. You need an X-ray. There are bone setters available, but they may not always work. Do what works. They're all functional knowledge. Yeah. Modern medicine has a paradigm, it works. Ayurveda has a paradigm, it works. Very funny it is, paradigm. But you may find the paradigm used to science, you may find this paradigm very funny. I have always said this, my students know this. You have a stomach upset, you go to an Ayurvedic doctor. He'll examine your pulse. Doctor, pulse, stomach. And he'll examine pulse in 3 places, not one. Your Vayu, the air element in your system is upset, is in imbalance. Therefore, I'll give you a Vayu Gulga. Vayu Gulga is air tablet, literal translation. Air tablet, what is that? You took it. Nothing else is available. Now what to do? Hopefully, Bhagwan can say, oh, take it. Took it. After half an hour, I find, hey, it's doing better. I'm feeling nice. It works. But that's a wrong paradigm. Your body is not made of panchadhatus, etc. Air is not an element. Air has got so many things in it. Yeah. It's a paradigm. It works. Other one paradigm which seems to be more scientific, it works. What works? Use it. Your allopathy, your Ayurveda, your homeopathy, your naturopathy. Finally, you have our sympathy. Why? Ram Naam Satya hai, ye jo hai asatya hai. That you don't say. You only say Ram Naam Satya hai and take the body for cremation. Or you'll say rest in peace. Why? Don't get up and disturb us. You're disturbed us enough when you're living. It's functional. Useful. Yeah. Sometimes it's useful to explain Vedanta also. I use arguments from anywhere. Some is that not being non-traditional? No. Gaudapada did the same thing in Karika. He used arguments from Buddhism, etc. to prove Vedanta. Precedent is there, and we stand in that parampara. So we can also do the same thing. Use arguments from anywhere. What does it matter? It's only an argument. It's only a prakriya. Science changes, generations change. My students will better present it differently than what I am presenting it. 50 years down the line, you'll require a different science to present it. If you're going to stick to my words, examples of science, I'll come up from the consciousness and give them a kick on the back. Yeah. Yeah. Be contemporary. You can stick to the tradition, but then that will not appeal to the scientific mind. Why? These are all paradigm to explain the world. Whichever, at whatever stage of knowledge that works, works. Yeah. With the Nyaya Vaisheshika model, with the Panchadhatu model, we built a civilization that lasted more than 6,000 years now. Isn't it good enough? Now we are changing. Change, perfectly fine. Change is natural. But I'm resistant to change. You're resistant to change because you're changeless. So don't bring that into your functioning. Recognize the changeless. Then you'll be quite okay with the change because change is mithya anyway. Otherwise, you'll resist change. When Puja Swamiji was there, this ashram was run differently. Yes, I know. I know all that was run changed. I know that I was there right from there. From the inception of this place, I have seen this place. Changes. Why? Because new management. New people are coming in. New people are naturally. Change is natural. What's the big deal about it? Why am I sticking to the old thing? This is this is the functional reality now. Deal with it. Easy when you're based on the reality. Otherwise, big issues. We'll come to that also later. Okay. Okay. So Vijanatam Tritiyam Vinashyet, all the knowledge known, etc. Gone. Where is it? Only consciousness exists. So his Shramana is one thing. All the time, your attention is brought back to the reality. From anywhere you go, brought back to reality. That is the thing. Yeah. Okay. Because of the background, I can go a bit faster now. Okay. If somebody is not comfortable or I have a doubt, please don't hesitate to ask. Yeah. Nidra na vidya, grahanam na vidya. Grinnati kinchanna yathartha bodhe. Nidra padartho grahane tarasyad. Chidev vidya vilasantya shunya. Nidra na vidya. Nidra, deep sleep. Or any state similar to that. Absorption, etc. Now, it is not vidya. Okay. Grahanam na, okay. Yeah, that's true, Swamiji, because all knowledge I gain in waking. Grahanam na vidya. Why? It's based on the false premise that the world is real and I am real. Both of us are finite entities. Therefore, it's only functional, not more than that. Grahanam na vidya. Dream also is the same. Samsara swapna tulyo hi ragadveshadi sankula swakale satyavad bhati prabhode asad bhavet. Okay. Samsara, this world, swapna tulya, swapna sadrishaha, is similar to, not same, similar to dream. Why? Ragadveshadi sankula. Here also you have some likes and dislikes, there also you have some likes and dislikes. Here also your mother-in-law is a pain, there also mother-in-law is a pain. Or something will come up. Okay, something will come up. Yeah. So both are the same. He says, who will prove which is real? The waker will say dreamer is unreal. For the dreamer, you don't exist. At least for the waker, the dreamer exists. For the dreamer, the waker doesn't exist. You're not there. Swakale Satyavad Bhati. In its own time, both appear real. In its own time. In dream appears real. No? Swamiji, is a waking that appears that the dream is based on. No? Waking influences the dream. Sometimes dream influences waking also. In the dream, you cried and you got up and you found your pillow is wet. What happened? You cried in the dream, but your pillow is wet. Yeah. All super senior citizens, people like us who are 70 plus, is advised, if in the dream you are peeing, better wake up. Fact, okay. Yeah. Other things I'm not talking about. Delicate company around. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then Granati Kinchit Yathartha Bodhi. But all this waking, dream, deep sleep, all that belongs to I. The Turiya. Avastatraya Sakshi. What is that? Waking is there, I am there. Dream is there, I am there. Deep sleep is there, I am there. In the waking, I am objectifying the waking world and the waker. In the dream, I am objectifying the dream world and the dreamer. In deep sleep, I am objectifying the ignorance and the sleeper. Each state is mutually exclusive. But I connect all the three. No? How do you say you connect? Do you remember you dreamt? Do you remember you slept? Yeah. Who? Waker? Waker was not there. I, the consciousness. This I gains a name, Turiya. It's a name given with respect to the three. It is not three, it is a one. It is a one. Okay. So, Nidra Pradata Grahani Itarasyat. There's something other who's seeing the whole thing. He says Nidra. Nidra includes waking and dream also in this context. Okay. Itarasyat, something else. Chideva Vidya Vilasanti Ashunya. That is the real knowledge. Chideva, my consciousness alone is the real knowledge. Okay? Vilasanti Ashunya. It remains bereft of all these things. Independent of waking, dream and sleep, deep sleep, these come and go. Gopiya to aane chane hai, Radha to dil ke rani. Remember that? I say, things come and go. This remains as it is. Yeah. Please give a mic, please, so that I can hear him properly.
So for the dreamer,
Yeah.
in the dream, all the objects we see in the dream are the ones we see in the waking. The substratum for the dreamer is the waker.
Not necessarily.
But
some impressions. Yeah. Some impressions gained in waking, some impression gained from past life also. What do you say to that?
So if the waking state,
Are you trying to prove that the waking is more real than the dream? Is that your attempt?
the waking state is also a dream.
That's it. One second. That's exactly what I said. Swakale Satyavat Bhati. You're repeating the same thing. In its own time, both appear real.
Yes. But in the dream state,
I said, it is Tulyaha. I said, it's similar. It is not same. It's similar.
The question is, in the dream state, all the dreams are about experiences we gain in the waking state. Mostly. Right? It is not that we...
Plus some new permutation combinations. Yeah.
Combinations of objects we see.
Yeah.
In the waking state. If the waking state is also a dream from the ultimate...
Why? How do you say that?
Sorry?
How do you say that? You are saying waking state is dream. I am saying how?
No, from the point of view...
From the point of dream.
No,
the dreamer doesn't know you are awake.
Yeah, the dreamer doesn't know I am awake.
Then who is saying it?
No. My question is, if the... Like the... I'm saying the dreaming state borrows most of its reality from the waking state.
Okay.
If the waking state is also...
is borrowing the reality from you, the consciousness.
But consciousness does not have any objects.
You are conscious now or unconscious now?
Conscious.
Your mind is conscious. Yes. How does the mind become conscious? Mind is made up of matter. How does the mind become conscious?
The consciousness provides...
Is manifest there. Now, so your waking mind is powered by the consciousness, right?
Yes.
Because it gains its consciousness from I consciousness. Now tell me, what is your question?
So the question is,
What is the waking dependent upon?
no, the object, the consciousness, Brahman doesn't have any object.
Correct.
So just as in the dream state, the dream, when I am dreaming,
Sir, I don't understand where you are leading with all this. Tell me where you are leading.
I'm saying,
What is your premise? You give me your premise first. This is this, and I want this argument supporting that, or I want you to answer that. Give me your premise.
my premise is if
Premise first, sir.
so I'm trying to compare.
One second. Then clarify your question, please. Clarify your question. Ask me in the next class or ask me outside. Because otherwise we are going all over the world with nothing. You know, Swami Chinmayanji would fire us if we did this, Yeah. He said, clarify your question before asking. That's why I'm not getting it. See, I generally understand more than what someone says. Okay? If you all want to know that in satsang, I'll tell you how to do that also. But here I'm not getting that. That's why I asked you, what is your premise? You're not clear about your premise. So clarify that and I'll answer it. No problems. Yeah. Yeah. So he says, therefore, Chiddeva Vidya. Once I understand I'm that consciousness, that's only reality. Vilasanti Ashunya. It's as good as other things are not existing. Why? Because there's no reality there other than me. I'm the reality behind the mind. I'm the reality behind the waking. I'm the reality behind the dreaming. I'm the reality behind the sleeping. So Atma gains a name now, Avastatraya Sakshi, the witnesser of the three states of experience. And what is Turiya? Me, pure consciousness. Turiya is a name given to the consciousness. It's a name given. Chaturtham Manyantyam. Mandukya. My old example, remember? I see in Bombay, because I don't know Tamil movies. Dawn. Who kone bhaiya? Who's that? Amitabh Bachchan. Achha, Amitabh Bachchan is Dawn. Oh, Bombay, lot of Dawns are there. Who's that? Amitabh Bachchan, politician. Dawn being politician is common in Bombay. Inspector Vijay, who's that? Amitabh Bachchan. I thought you had to resign from the police service to become a politician, like Annamalai here. How can all these be three? The taxi driver says, महाराज जी कहाँ से आया आप? Where have you come from? ऋषिकेश से. अच्छा, अभी समझ गया. He got his realization. ये लो भैया, ये असली अमिताभ बच्चन है. This is the real Amitabh Bachchan. He shows me the fourth photograph. Is that the fourth? That is the one. Three are roles. This is the one. Waking, dream, and deep sleep are the roles. Atma is the reality. Roles come and go. They displace each other. I am always there. Ashunya. Without the roles, I exist. With the roles, also I exist. Yeah?
Swamiji, one thing when you said avastha that we say in Ganpati Atharva Shesha also the same.
Yeah. There are all these Upanishads. They are overlapping.
So that means
Yeah, Avastatraya, this thing comes in Atharva Shesha also, it comes in Mandukya also. But the main Pramanama you'll take as Mandukya because that deals with it elaborately. Yeah. Okay. सत्यश्चिदात्मा विविधा कृतिश्चय सिद्ध्येत पृथक् सत्यचिता न भिन्नः भूषा विकारः किमु सन्ति सत्यम विना सुवर्णम पृथक्त्र लोके. Chidatma is sati. When the Atma is there, asti ched. Then Vividha Kritische, there all these names and forms are there. Okay. Siddhyet Prutagaste Chitana Bhinna. None of them can exist independent of Chit. Not one thing in the world. We did this in the very beginning, first class. Remember? Book, paper, hydrocarbons into existence. Sat pratyaya kinnu vihaya santam. This sat pratyaya, the consciousness, without that, he says, there's nothing apart from it. Nothing apart from it. Bhusha vikara kimansan satyam. Can the ornaments be satyam? They all depend upon gold. Okay. Vina suvarnam pratagatra loke. Can an ornament exist independent of gold? Samaji, I'm wearing oxidized silver. Don't tell me that. Then I'll say independent of oxidized silver. वो भी होता है ना. Traditionally, in India, ornament means gold. That's why I said, na, Tamil Nadu has some 17% of the total gold reserves in the world in the form of ornaments. Okay. Yeah. If you take that into the GDP, we'll become number one. Yeah. I don't know whether we can create an economic model like that. थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा. We'll see. That's separate. That's not Vedanta. That's functioning. Yeah. So look at it. Without gold, how is the ornaments? Without existing, where is the world? Without existence, where is the world? And that existence is me, the consciousness. So where is the world without me? Look at how it is. This is not a simple statement. This is turning the idea on its head. Why? Our experience is, I'm a created entity. I have a horoscope, which very often looks like a horoscope. Problem ही problem है यार, क्या है ये? Lord, give me a break. And I don't mean a Kit Kat. This is our usual experience. One thing after the other. A relationship goes off, or job goes off, or that goes off, or this goes, or health goes off. Something or the other keeps going. Yeah. Last night everything was fine. I exercised in the evening. Morning there's a catch in the back. ये catch किधर से आया? Our experience in the world is one of finitude in this thing. World is so vast and I am so small. No, Lord, your world is so bhakti. World is so vast. You can show down. And he's taking that idea and turning it on his head, saying, you are the consciousness, the basis of the whole creation. It almost looks too good to be true. No? But it is not. It's a question of understanding. For generations, teachers, students have understood it. For generations. Right from the beginning of time, the rishis onwards, from Dakshinamurti onwards, people have been understanding this. And it gives you that freedom. Yeah. For that, to understand that, you need a little bit of a healthy self-esteem, okay? You can't keep saying, "Main Deena Bhava hoon, I'm nothing, you are everything." No. Hey, I'm something. Yeah. Your bhakti should not be Deena Bhavam. Dainyam is an experience that happens in life. So as I said in the satsang, you can validate that with a bhajan. But after that, move on and do something. You're something, not nothing. Yeah. Have a healthy self-esteem. It's important. Deena Bhavam doesn't work. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Now the confidence of this thing. You can have Dasa Bhavam. That's different. Like Anjaneya. It's Dasa Bhavam. The Lord, I will do what He wants. I had that with my Guru. Yeah. He's sitting singing bhajans. I know this will go for an hour. So I'll hear one. Then I'll go, finish whatever has to be done, and come back. Then bhajan sessions over. He would say, no, I want this thing done. Done, Swamiji, tell me what it is. That's it. It's done. I may not have the talents to get it done, but that's okay. I'll find the talent. That is Dasa Bhavam. Dasa Bhavam requires that self-esteem. Otherwise, you cannot be a good Dasa. Yeah. Who's a good dasa? Someone who has a very high opinion of himself, great self-esteem. Hanuman was told, find Sita and come back. That is all the brief given, no? Find Sita. He found her. She's surrounded by all the Rakshasas there. Come on. Her morale is down. Let me boost up the morale. He did that. The Rakshasas are troubling her too much. Let me finish all of them. Then let me have an audience with the king. Put the fear of the Vanara in the Rakshasas. So he went, met Ravana, destroyed half of Lanka. He decided to stop. Otherwise, probably he destroyed all of it. Then came back with the idea of all the fortifications, this, that, everything. What does he ask? Find Sita. What did he end up doing? Put terror into the Rakshasas. For the first time, they've seen fear. Until now, they have not seen what fear was. Yeah. One Vanara managed to come and destroy half the city and go back. What the hell, yaar? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Do you think Hanuman didn't have a healthy self-esteem? You think he said, he didn't have a bravado. He didn't behave like an alpha male. He was more sigma. Yeah. That's a different thing. But Dina Bhavam should not be there. Yeah. Like when I first went to my teacher, I said, Swamiji, if I get 10% of your knowledge, I will consider my life is made. And Swamiji looked at me, why 10%? 100%. Now, years later, when I was at the age he was, I look back to that statement and saw what he was 20 years ago. I said, Swamiji has fulfilled his words. Swamiji has fulfilled his words. He has given me, he has taught me everything I know. He has taught me everything he knew also. You can't do that without a healthy self-esteem, okay? Healthy self-esteem is not Mahatma Giri. No, healthy self-esteem is you learn, understand, that's it. You need to have that. Yeah. Amanityam, adambitam is important. Meaning lack of pride and egoism and false friends, all that, that is important. Not having Dina Bhavam is equally important. Okay? Yeah. Udare, Swamiji, self-esteem, etc. is modern words, no? Udare atman atmanam, natmanam avasadayet. It's there in the Gita. Nothing new, everything is already there. That's the problem with Hinduism. You bring anything else, we already have it. Are you living it is a different thing, but we already have it. Then why did you let all of it disappear? Anyway. Okay. Okay, hasya na kim syat. It's a laughable matter if you think ornaments can exist without gold. It's laughable if you think the world can exist without your existence consciousness. What are you saying, Swamiji? Yeah, correct. From the I existence consciousness, the world is dependent on me, not the other way around. Swamiji, you're not capable of doing this. A lot of things my body and mind is not capable of doing. What I could do 50 years back, I can't do now. 50 years back, 20 kilos in hand, a rifle in hand, and the whole night you will march. 40 kilometers you'll cover in one night. Today, 10 kilos is maximum I can take. 20 kilometers, manageable. Not more than that, half. It's come half. Correct. So my own thing has come up. Other things that can do. Like so many singers are singing so beautifully. If I sing, all the monkeys, the boars, who's the guy squealing like a lot of things you can't do. That's okay. That's your body and mind. Either consciousness is different. Do you have the guts to say that? Try to get that understanding and have the guts to say that, yeah, I consciousness is the basis of the whole universe. That's not arrogance, that's facts. If you say, I am the greatest, that is arrogance. Then somebody will come and say, I am the latest. Yeah. So with Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest was all a image he was creating so that people come and watch him fight to see him beaten. That's a marketing strategy. Okay. Okay, there's time enough. What time is the class? 12:45, I have to know? I have half an hour. Okay. Ko bhati dvikala katha vinasman. Oh, sorry, did I skip something? Yeah. Yeah. Tad yushmad adohu asmat sampratishta. Vinashti asmadi moola bodha. Tad yushmad asmaniti vivarjiteka. Sitis jwalanti sahajatmanasyat. Tad yushmada. Tad, that. Yushmad, you. Both are based on what? Asmad, I. If I am not there, if I don't exist, where is the question of you and that? How can you say you and that unless you take yourself as I? Whatever I you are taking it as. So I becomes Prathama. In Sanskrit is different. Okay. Sanskrit, Prathama Purusha is Ishvara. Why? If you refer to he without any qualification, it stands for Ishvara. Because he is the first one that is there. Madhyama is you. That doesn't change. And what are you? I, not Tritiya. Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatme Tudahritaha Yo Lokatrayam Avishya Vibharti Avyaya Ishvaraha. Uttama Purusha, I am the greatest. Why? I am the consciousness. Paramatmeti, Ishwareti. All those words given for consciousness, I. But here it is more conversationally. That and you can exist only because I am there. I exist. Tasmin vinishte. Supposing that I is gone, negated. How negated? Not in deep sleep. Asmadi moola bodhat. By knowing what is the reality behind Asmad. We all say I. What is the reality of that I? Body, mind, this, that, etc. resolves into pure consciousness. So, if it is resolved into pure consciousness, it is no more conceptual I enough for you to say, I am separate from you, therefore you exist, I exist. Ab wahan hai, main yahan. Oh, wahan hai, there. All that is gone. Then what? Tad yushmad asmadanti varjit ekaha. Free from yushmad and asmad. Ekaha. Varjitaha meaning free from yushmad and from you and I. Free from that. Ekaha sthiti jwalanti sahajatmanaha. There's only one flame of consciousness. You and I don't exist separately. कुछ है ही नहीं है. Yeah. As long as I, the idea of a finite being is there, the idea of you, another being is there. Idea of that is there. Idea of here and now, that he'll do later, is there. All based on your conceptual self. Understand the truth of the conceptual self. Where is you and I? You also nothing but consciousness, I am also nothing but consciousness. Then Swamiji, what is the creation? I'm quoting someone now. All creation is I relating to myself, I relating to I through you, that is I. Who said that? He is not wrong. He doesn't know how to put it, that's all.
Wrong. Very interesting. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but he doesn't know how to put it. I am relating to I through the I that is you. भेजा का फलूड़ा कर दिया. You say in Bombay, scrambles my brain. Yeah. The idea is what? The sense of division-based isolation disappears. You're no more an isolated entity. At the functional level, there is a feeling of connection. And that connection can experience in different ways. Look at it. It's easy to understand. In friendship, there is a connection. Everybody has experienced friendship. There's a connection. In love, there's even greater connection. Parent-child relationship, there's great connection. Sometimes you think the connection is too much. But there is a connection. What about enemy? There's a connection. Two groups fighting with each other will end up adopting each other's habits. The parda in Rajasthan, covering your head in North Indian temples. South India, you don't cover it. That's an Islamic custom we adopted. Why it's adopted? Because you're contending all the time. So certain things you got. Yeah. The Sikhs took it a step further. Islam grows their beard, we also grow our beard, we look fierce. It's not practical in battle. A beard is not practical in battle. A short one like this is fine. But a long one is not practical in battle. This you can't catch, it'll slip out. But a longer beard you can catch. Not practical in battle. Yeah. But they wanted to look fierce like the opponent. No, grow a beard. So connections are there like this. And disconnections are also there. No? You have a misunderstanding with the one you love. You feel isolated, disconnected. No? Nobody understands me. This one complaint I hear all over the world. Because that is disconnection. That is isolation as a human being. Now, you are this one consciousness, manifest in different forms. Minimum you will feel is a connection. Your one will be next step. Where is the difference? Difference is functional. Oneness is reality. Of course, difference is functional. So you keep your book, I'll keep my book. Otherwise, your money is your money, my money is my money, and your money also is my money. That's not what we are talking about. Differences functional are there. But at the level of consciousness, there is only one. Where is disconnectedness? Where is isolation? Those are the existential issues in life. No? Isolation, loneliness, these are all the existential issues. Where? You can be alone but not lonely. Once you understand the consciousness, fine. You can be in company and not be disturbed. Too much of company. Swamiji, how do you handle it? Everyone is claiming. What do you mean handle it? I relating to me, remember? What is the problem? Crowd is not a problem. Alone is not a problem. Why? Because your limitlessness. Limitless, there is another word for limitlessness is Ananda. You're Ananda. Fulfilled as a person. People are there, you're fulfilled. People not there, you're fulfilled. People understand you, fulfilled. People don't understand you, let it be. Reva de. किधर जाएगा? They'll come around in time. When you are loving with somebody, Ananda. When you are confronting somebody, Ananda. Ananda doesn't change. How does Ananda change? Just because an emotion changes? Temporary, it comes and goes. No, but Swamiji, you are a wise man. You cannot get angry. Why? Is there a rule? Wise person cannot get angry? Ah. None of you knew Swami Chinmayanand, you should have known. Volcano. He will erupt. Yeah. But he'll come down also equally fast. So once I remember, kept quiet. Tell me what? Swamiji is not like that, it's like this, like this. Why didn't you tell me this before? Swamiji, how can I speak in front of a volcano? I actually said this. And people thought, here, I'm going to be chopped into pieces. He laughed. Because he understood, I understood him. He laughed. And he said, that's right. Yeah. Because that is his anger was like that. Comes and goes, everything mithya hai, kya farak pada? He thought that situation demanded anger, he became angry. Another situation may deserve love, it doesn't love. Another situation may require indifference. Be indifferent. Some may deserve involvement. Some may withdrawal. That is situational. What are you? Limitlessness. Anandoham. What's the problem with the world? No problems. What's the problem with you? No problems. There's no problems. What are we discussing about? No problems. Can you see that how that freedom it gives? You live a normal life, but in freedom. The only way to live. I can't think of another way of living. Okay. Now he's talking about time. He talked about things in the. Now he's talking about time. Very beautifully. Bhutam bhavishyatcha bhavet svakale. Tad vartamanasya vihaya tattvam. Hasyana kim syad gata bhavi charcha. Vinayika sankhyam gananeva lokye. Bhutam bhavishyat bhavet svakale. What is past, what is present, what is future? Your mind is totally conceived. Who said this? Sifu from Kung Fu Panda. Okay. There is wisdom everywhere if you can look for it and see it. If there is wisdom here, you'll find wisdom everywhere. Okay. Bhutam past, Bhavishyat future, Bhavat Swakali. Both were present when it was there, wasn't it? The past was the present when you are experiencing it. The future will be present when you are experiencing it. So what is it? Only present. Vartamanasya vihaya sattvam. Is there a truth of time other than the present? So we all say, live in the present. Live in the eternal now. This nonsense has been going around so much. I wrote an article, The Tyranny of Now. Because you're not thinking of anything, only now. What is this nonsense? Eh? What does that now mean? Present. Present means what? Past century, where World War II, etc. happened. Present, future century? No. This century? Century. Then what? This day? I'm cutting it, okay? Year, months, etc. This day is 24 hours. So what is present? This hour is 60 minutes. This minute 60 seconds. 100 milliseconds. 100 nanoseconds after that. So what is the now? You give me any unit, I'll break it up further. Conceptually at least. So what is the now? Now means what? The time disappears to leave me the timeless entity. Okay, let's look at it another way. What is this thing called we call time? Past, present, future. Yes, what is the thing we call time? Modern definition, scientific definition. Gap between two events. Gap between two events is time. So olden days, agrarian society, sunrise, sunset. But that is not enough. So you divide it into noon. So forenoon, afternoon, sunset. So that's sort of better. We needed more finer. Because I'll come in mid-morning means what? It can be from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. So we created another unit. I'm talking of Indian units, okay? Called Yamam, 3 hours. Then we divided further to a Muhurta, equivalent to an hour. It goes on like that. Okay. So, but the definition still stands. The gap between two events. Again, let's use science. Like this is how I'm using scientific arguments to help Vedanta, to aid Vedanta. There is no event without an observer. We've seen that before. So, two events becomes two observations. Two observations are two thoughts. So, the gap between two thoughts is time. What is there between two thoughts? The consciousness I. So, what is the truth of time? I consciousness is the truth of time. So, live in the present means what? Live with this knowledge of you in consciousness. Otherwise, you try to live in the consciousness, you'll have problems. Eternal now. Like a Zen master told me once, you cannot step into the same river twice. He's right. But if you give me a Zen statement, I'll give you a counter Zen statement, okay? I'll say, are you sure you can step into it once? Because by the time you decided to step in and you stepped in, time has gone. It's a different river. So I'm not joking. My statement is valid. Because you cannot step in the same river twice as Zen statement. With this Buddhist monk told me. So I told him the other way around. Are you sure you can step in once? Na karmana. That is it. The truth of time is yourself. So live with this not self-knowledge. That's living in the present. So in the present, you learn from the past. In the present, you will plan for the future. Awarefully, you will do everything. So the next step of living in the present will be living awarefully. What they now call mindfulness. It's an old thing, it's nothing new. Be awareful of what you're doing. Be deliberate. My students who first come in, your first year, you would have heard this from me. Be awareful, be deliberate, etc. Isn't it? Yeah, because that's the beginning of the whole thing. So, I am the truth of time. Therefore, he says, okay, hasyana kim syat bhavicharcha vinayaka. This charcha of past and future, Namji, I'm very upset. I went through all these things in the past. Because of that, I'm worried of so much I'm going to happen in the future. Hasyana kim syat. This is a laughing matter. Okay. What is fear and anxiety? Living in the future. What is regrets and hurt and pain? Living in the past. Guilt also. Hasyana kim syat. Okay. Gatam bhavi charcha. To keep on discussing out what is past and future, etc. Okay. Vineka sankhya gananeva loke. Without the number 1, you are trying to count. Knock off 1. Now count. Don't say 2, because 2 involves 1 and 1. How can you count without the number 1? So without the present, how can you think of past and future? That's why I said present is you, the consciousness. So when it comes to functioning, in the present you will learn from the past, in the present you will plan for the future. In the present, you have to be very much present to deal with all these issues of the past. And be present to plan for the future. You can plan for the future. But life is what happens when you're planning other things. All of us have experienced it at some time or the other. You're planning so many things and something else happened. I was planning to be a naval officer. I was doing my engineering. Swamiji happened. Everything changed. Yeah. Reluctant to let me go. I said, I'll always be available when you need me. And I kept up that promise. Yeah. Yeah. I can't talk too much of it on record. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, you do everything in the present. Life happens in the present only. Yeah. It's surprising how simple the future you anticipated was when it actually happens. Isn't it? Yeah. That's how it is. You are timelessness. You are the truth of time. Time is there, you are there. Dismiss time, you are still there. So where is birth and death? Where is birth? Where is death? Let your horoscope be a horoscope. Functionally, you can deal with it. Arey yaar. Kantaka Shani now, mine. Ashtama Shani, you call it. Kantaka Shani. All problems only. Delays for everything. All right. So what do you do to take care of it? Do something. Take care of it. Mithya world, Mithya solutions are necessary. For a Mithya world, Mithya solutions, what are you? Timeless consciousness. So what does it matter? What really does it matter? Nothing matters. If you know that you have consciousness, nothing matters. Yeah. And everything matters. Because you are everything. Very peculiar way to live. But there's no other way to live than this, really speaking. But it's all simple. We just progress. Same idea is from different angles we are covering it now. Okay. Dehatma bhave jna jadau samanaha. Okay, I'm skipping. What's happening to? No. Yeah. Sorry. I'm looking one page. Okay, one next page. Because I'm the truth of time, I'm going ahead of time. Ko bhati dvikala katham vinasman. Katha vinasman. Dvikala leele vapurya chid. न क्वापि भामा न कदापि भामा भयं तु सर्वत्र सदा च भामा को भाति द्विकालः कथं विनास्मान् द्विकाले लीले इति पूर्यते द्विकालः 2 periods of time. How do you know it? Vina asman, without me, can you know past, future, past, present, future? Can you know any of this without yourself? Okay. Dvikala leelehi vapurya chet. Same dvikala, same thing also with respect to space. How do you know space? purely Sakshi Vaityam, isn't it? Do you see space? To see something, light should be reflected by it. No? Space does not reflect light. It is directly known to you, the Sakshi, the witness, exactly like how the Sakshi, the witness, knows your emotions and your thoughts. Same way, space is recognized directly by the Sakshi, the witness. Consciousness directly recognize it. It's Sakshi Vaityam. That's why even the blind know space. No? I know a blind Masir. He travels all the way from Vikroli to Kolaba. Why? Awareness of space is there. You don't have to be having eyes to be aware of space. Yeah. You need eyes to not to bump into other things in space. Okay. And if you take yourself to be body, vapuhu chet, you're taking yourself as a vapuhu chet, na kvapi bhama, na kadapi bhama. Then what? There will be a time when you are not there. There will be a place when you are not there. Correct? If I am taking to myself to be the body, arey yaar, 23rd there is a meeting with the tax characters for, they want some documents signed. Nahi hai. I'm here, I'm not there. So if I take myself to the body, there will be a time when I'm not there. Horoscope, no? I was born on a given time. And supposed to be blessed, cursed with a long life. I stopped my astrologer friend after he said 95. Both ho gaya. Enough. Don't check it up anymore. I don't want to be old and useless. Yeah. If functional fitness is not there, I'll go in samadhi. Where? Everywhere. Not go somewhere. So, na kopi bhama, na kadapi. Somewhere or the other you will not be there. Sometime or the other you will not be there. But whereas I am the consciousness, so what happens? Vayam tu sarvatra sada cha bhama. I am there at all times, at all places. As consciousness, where is there? So you don't feel like going to Mars? I'm already there here. Want to put it mystically? As I sit here, I sit on every planet in this universe. If you put things like that, people start worshipping you, you'll become a cult. It's true, na? As you sit here, everywhere you are there. Vayam tu sarvatra sadacha bhama. As consciousness, I am there everywhere, at all times. When the creation started with a big bang, I saw it as consciousness, I was illuminating it. When the universe will disappear with a big crunch, collapsing universe, I'll witness it. Hey, champion, you are there only for 70 years. What are you talking about? I'm talking as consciousness, not this body. This body, another 20, 25 years, whatever, or kya. Enough. If you're not achieved anything by this time, another 25 years, what are you going to achieve? It's a big deal. Yeah. Literally speaking, long life is not a blessing. I learned this as a kid. As a kid, 10-year-old or something, I went to my village. Every holiday was in my village in Kerala. I found this old man sitting by the river. He looked sad. So I sat next to him. He looked at me. There is a smile on his face. So I put in my arm on him. In his hand, I linked my hands with him like, said, grandfather, you're looking sad. What happened? 10-year-olds are very direct, As an adult, you'll hesitate. How can I say that, Baba? I don't know him. I don't know him, correct? I don't know him. 10-year-old felt a sad person, you responded. What to do? Mone, meaning Sunny, All the people whom I know are dead. My wife died long back. My brothers died. My children also, some of them have died. Some trees I know also have died. Long life, blessing. You bury your children. What blessing is that? You cremate your kids. What blessing is that? That's a curse. We are not talking of long life. We are talking about the reality. Sarvatra sadaj bhama. What about your kids, etc.? Sarvatra sadaj bhama. What about your friends? Same. All one consciousness alone. So where is the loss? Where is the gain? Where is the loss? Dismiss time. What is there is only now. Dismiss time, space. What is there is only here. So, I mean, in all this now and here, we are not going to meet again. It's a funny way of putting it. Not funny. Jonathan Livingston Seagull, Richard Bach. He conquers space. What is there is here. Conquers time. What is there is now. So, in all this now and here, are we not going to meet up? We don't need to meet up. You are all the same. There's only one consciousness. That is the reality. Everything else, mithya, apparent game that goes on. So now it is time to play the game. What game? Of literal Advaita. The Dvaita food has to become Advaita itself. Okay? Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.